Everyone, it's nice to see some faces. So my name is Grace. I'm the market manager for the Stayner Farmers Market. I'm the one who's been emailing everyone and getting your applications.
I'm May. You might have received some emails from me too. Grace and I have been working together. I'm the market manager for the new Lowell Farmers Market, but some of you might know that that's been postponed until August or further notice. So for right now, I'm helping Grace out.
Yeah, so we're excited to welcome you to this night's vendor orientation meeting. We're also just going to be turning our camera off just to help with the bandwidth and not to lag the video at all. So I'll turn that off now. Okay, so I'll just, sorry. There we go. Okay, so this is our agenda for tonight. I will just start off with talking about the Simcoe-Muskoka District Health Unit, the COVID-19 update for them. Then I'll talk about our market guidelines. I will show everyone our market layout outline, go over health unit information, the vendor newsletter, and customer service training opportunities. I'll then talk about advertising we're doing for the market, social media promotion, the theme weeks that we do here at the market, and then just other general information. So here I'll talk about the COVID-19 guidelines for our market, and you can follow along on the slide as well. We are an outdoor farmers market, so our capacity will depend on the square footage of our market space and the number of vendors and client flow. So for our market, our current capacity limit for customers is 242 people, which is a large amount of people for our space. I'm sure we will never get to that many people in there at once. It's just there just for regulations in case. We will have signage posted to promote 1 to 2 people per family customer limits. And there will be directional arrows within the market area to ensure the uniform travel of shoppers. Vendors need to maintain 2 meters of physical distancing between customers and themselves. We will also be actively screening vendors for signs and symptoms of COVID-19 through a link I will attach at the bottom of every vendor newsletter, and you'll need to complete the form every day before attending the market. For the July 1st market, I will send out the link through a mass email, and of course, you are to stay home when sick. Every vendor shall also wear a mask or face covering unless exemptions apply, and vendors are required to wear a face shield or eye protection and a mask or face covering when within 2 meters of someone without a mask or face covering. These are the guidelines continued. Vendors need to perform increased cleaning and disinfection of all food contact surfaces and other surfaces that are frequently touched. Hand washing and hygiene stations should be provided at your booth for both the safety of the public and for yourselves. Vendors are to wash hands thoroughly and ensure hands are washed before and after handling food, using the bathroom, handling cash, or other things such like that. Vendors' gloves are to be replaced or changed at the time as well. Gloves are not to be replaced with good hand hygiene at the same time. You are also to cough and sneeze into your elbow or use a single-use tissue and practice hand hygiene afterwards.
So here are our market guidelines. Our market setup begins at 4 p.m. and you can come earlier if you need to, that's no problem at all. But setup must be completed by 5 p.m. That's when the market will start. All vehicles must be moved out of the market area by 4:30 p.m. just to get the area clear. Sales can begin no earlier than 5 p.m. and takedowns begin at 8:30 p.m. These are our market fees, which are the same as on our application, $35 for seasonal and weekly vendors. If you haven't communicated with Grace as to how you're handing in your payment for the market, please do so as soon as possible. Grace's email is listed here on the slide.
So this slide just summarizes what was on the last couple of pages of the market application. It is not really relevant right now, but I'll just touch on it briefly if you had any questions about it. The banking information is related to our loyalty program that we do with the markets. I will talk about this program more in depth later in the presentation. I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention right now. Here are more market guidelines. Vendors are responsible for keeping their stall area clean and free from trash and debris and observing all COVID-19 protocols. The produce is required to come within a 200-kilometer radius and must be properly labeled to meet with the Food Safety and Quality Act. Booth spaces are assigned by me and they will remain the same for the market season. Tables and tents that are rented are to be put up and taken down by the vendor due to COVID-19 guidelines. And under COVID-19 restrictions, food and drink samples are not permitted right now. If we move into a less restrictive zone, it is still required that all food and drink will be consumed while seated. And finally, there's absolutely no smoking or vaping anywhere near our farmers market, or you can be fined up to $5,000. So here is our market layout outline. There will be some minor changes made to it once I assign booth spaces to everyone, but here's a rough idea of what it will look like. So vendors all surrounding the outside with the customers flowing through the middle with the directional arrows. There will only be one entrance and there will be two exits. We won't be doing contact tracing at this market, but the customers still need to come in from only one entrance to account for numbers. As you can see, there'll be one-way traffic flow within the market to ensure uniformity. And throughout the market, there will be garbage cans and recycling cans and hand sanitizing stations throughout. Vendors are only allowed one car per booth to not overcrowd the market space. There will be 6 feet in between each vendor booth to meet COVID-19 guidelines. The bathrooms that are accessible at the Tourism Information Center are open to the public and to the vendors between 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on market nights. And at each vendor booth space, there will be a pylon there with a number. And on the market layout, I'll send this to you early next week, hopefully. Your booth will have a number. So when you arrive at the market, you just look for your pylon number, park behind it, and then set up your booth in front of it.
This is some information from the health unit. We are classified as a designated farmers market, and we meet the standard of over 51% producers. All food standards and laws apply while at the market. No sale of uninspected meat, unpasteurized milk, or ungraded eggs is permitted. Signage must meet the Food Safety and Quality Act, including growing location of produce. The market is licensed to sell alcohol in our designated area. The market is a member of Farmers Markets Ontario and strives to adhere to all guidelines and recommendations.
Here's a link to receive a provincially recognized food handler certification course that allows vendors to learn safe food handling methods and promote worker health and safety. It is not mandatory for this market, but it's just something that you could think about if you wanted to get it. The other health unit information is all baked goods should be covered or wrapped. If you're bringing your own hand wash station, you make sure to dump the gray water down a municipal drain. And if you are a honey producer, make sure to check out with OMAFRA or CFIA to ensure that you are meeting the proper requirements. Does anybody have any questions so far in the meeting?
I don't see any, Grace, and nothing's in the chat function yet.
Okay.
Oh, actually, so sorry, there is one. Courtney just asked, are chairs included in the setup?
No, chairs are not included in the setup. If you would like a chair, you have to bring one yourself. They will not be provided. Okay, great. Okay, that's it. I'll keep going. The vendor newsletter. Most of you received a newsletter from me last week, and I will start sending one out every week once the market starts. They will just highlight the good things that happened at the market the previous week, maybe some things that we need to improve on for next week, just with meeting COVID guidelines or parking in the right spot or something like that, as well as reminders for the upcoming markets, such as theme nights.
This next slide just mentions optional customer service training. These are free courses that allow you to work on and improve your customer service skills, and the links are on the slide if you would like to participate in them. You can also use the Farmers Market Ontario link and become a MyPick verified local farmer. The MyPick verification just assures the customer that they are buying products directly from the farmer and not any resellers. That's just something to think about.
So for advertising, this just goes over the advertising being done for the market this summer. Our tourism team advertises the market for 10 weeks over our Clearview roadmaps, the website, and on social media. There's a half-page ad that is going in the Wasaga Metroland and the Stayner Sun. There will be a half-page ad twice in the Borden/Angus Citizen. And there will be radio ads broadcasted on 97.7 and 95.1 local radio stations. There's social media. The most common hashtag we will use on all social media market posts is hashtag Clearview, but we will add a few others such as rural charm or discover Clearview or local for lunch, just things like that to attract as much attention to the post as possible. This slide also lists the social media platforms we use. That's the Twitter handle there, and Facebook and Instagram, it is both Discover Clearview. We will not be using Twitter a lot to advertise for the market. We'll mainly just be using Facebook and Instagram. So make sure to follow us and tag us at Discover Clearview for both platforms. For our social media posts, we will do happening now posts every market night, informing the public that the market is now open and running. We will try to vary the posts we make about the market to keep things interesting for our followers. So some nights we might highlight a few vendors or showcase our theme nights or show our market setup process. We also encourage you and your business to post on social media to attract attention to the market, such as post about where you'll be every Thursday night, take pictures of your booth at the market, and we will do our best to repost them to generate more interest. Here's a list of our theme nights for the market season. There will be 4 in total, with the first one being the opening market night of July 1st, and the theme will be Red and White Night. On July 22nd, we will do Christmas in July. On August 12th, we will do Hoedown Market. And on our last market night, August 26th, we will do Rock and Last Market. We encourage every vendor to participate in these theme nights and make them as fun as possible for the customers attending. So maybe dress up in fun outfits or decorate your booth with decorations. You can really have creative freedom with these theme nights. I will also send out a reminder of upcoming theme nights in my weekly newsletter and more details about the theme. So here's our loyalty card program that I mentioned earlier. The loyalty card program will provide customers an incentive to purchase products, visit repeatedly throughout the summer, and keep customers engaged. So this is just a short rundown of how it works. So customers will pick up a loyalty card at the Clearview tourism booth that is located at the market, and then visit vendors. Once they make a purchase at your booth, you will then place a sticker or a signature on their card. So 1 sticker or signature per purchase per person. These stickers will be color coordinated based on your vendor category. So producer or food vendor or an artisan. That's in order to keep track of what sales are happening. So red for artisan products and green for food products. When customers have collected 10 stickers or signatures on their card, they can redeem the loyalty card at the Clearview tourism booth for a $5 coupon. The customer will also be asked for basic information such as name, email, and postal code. The $5 coupon can then be redeemed as cash towards a purchase at any of the Stayner Farmers Market. There is no cash value to unused coupons, however. As the vendor, you will bring the $5 coupon you received to the Clearview Township Administrative Office at the end of the market season, and we will redeem you in the form of a check. So that's just why we need your banking information, just as a way to refund you of the money. But it will not be necessary until the mid-market season, so I will wait for now and just ask it from you then. And make sure to only accept coupons labeled 2021 season. They'll have it right on it. You won't be able to miss it. And here is just some miscellaneous other information for the market. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, there will be no music this year. There will be 2 identified accessible parking locations over on Gideon Street, which is right beside the market. Our Tourism Information Center will be open 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., July 1st to August 26th, in partnership with the Stayner Heritage Society. And there will be washrooms there for you to use or for the customers to use. We will have a free community non-for-profit group booth each week to promote events in the community. Their booth will be located at Station Park, not inside the market area. At the end of each market night, we hand out vendor surveys, and they are very easy and simple to complete. They just ask you a few questions about the market that night. We also welcome any and all feedback you guys have about the market, so feel free to reach out to me whenever you have a concern. The market is also a great volunteer opportunity and is perfect for students looking to complete their community hours. So if you know of any students looking for volunteer hours, do not hesitate to contact them or send me their information and I can contact them. And then finally, weather protocols. So if there is lightning, the market will be canceled due to safety concerns. We have the authority to cancel the market. We will make the call by 2 p.m. the day of the market, and all vendors will be contacted via phone and email in case of a cancellation. We will try to contact the people who have to travel the farthest to the market first, just because they're the ones who will be leaving the earliest to get there. And then here is just my contact information, Amanda's contact information, and Lily's contact information. So if you have a question about the market or need to reach out, any of these emails or phone numbers, you can contact us at. And then, are there any questions?
Is there any questions at all? It's pretty straightforward. We're really excited. Thanks so much, Grace, and to May for your efforts on this presentation. We're really proud of the fact that in Clearview, we've been doing Music Market Parket for the past 8 years. So this is our first year of just strictly focusing in on the farmers market portion only. So I appreciate everyone's time. It's taking a lot of training behind the scenes and understanding the COVID protocols and making sure that what we're putting out is the best kind of event for our community. So we really look forward to having everybody at our first farmers market next week, July 1st. It's going to be a big one, kicking off Canada Day, which is very exciting. So thank you so much. Grace and May, do you have any closing comments?
None really. We're really excited to have the opening market night after a year off. We can't wait to see everyone else out again. It's going to be super fun.
I do have this one question, if you don't mind, and it's just relating back to where at the beginning of the session where it was talking about the shields and the masks and the protocol with customers. I caught was confusing. I just want some clarification. It's if you're dealing with a customer that doesn't have a mask on, you need both the face shield and a mask in that time, or is it mask only all the time and shield only required if it doesn't have a mask, or what exactly is it? I just felt it was a little confusing when I read that, so I just wanted some clarification.
Yeah, no problem. So we really won't let anyone in our market without a mask. It's a pretty strict rule here. But just if you're dealing with any customer who doesn't have a mask on, then you need to have eye protection or a face shield on, but you do have to have a mask on at all other times while in the market space. Okay.
I just wanted clarification on that because I don't know if I was just misreading it or not. But
yeah.
Okay, so outside of that, mask at all times, and if somebody doesn't have a mask, face shield on is on.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm also just going to jump in. That is exactly correct. We will also have available, there's a limited supply of the vendor shields that I shouldn't use the word shield, the vendor barrier that goes along our standard 10 by 10 event tents. Those are at no cost to vendors to access if you need additional barrier as well. Are there any other questions? Okay, wonderful. Well, like Grace and May had said, if you have anything else between now and next Thursday, feel free to reach out by email or by phone. And of course, look for the information in next week's newsletter. That's also a really great source of info and being able to stay on top of things. Sometimes we have to make last minute changes, and we always communicate that in our weekly newsletter. So look for that, and we'll include a link to this presentation so that all the vendors who weren't able to join us tonight can also watch the recording and have access to the video. So with that, we hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we see you next Thursday. And let's take care of having a great market season. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.